Take two, because one sucked.
Because one sucked. I'm still sick. Okay.
And I'm still Cody. This is what we are inspecting. And this video is for my company. And if you want to use it too, you can freaking use it too. But at the end of the day, this video is just basically for my employees not to mess up on this sheet that we made right here.
This is for
I love not messing up on this sheet right here.
This is for vehicle inspection so that we catch all the crap that happens on the road sooner rather than later. And I'll put a copy of this up on your screen so you can see it. And we've set this up to try and make it as simple as possible so that it doesn't have to be a time-consuming thing. So we've basically set it up that if you have a truck with a trailer, it should be easy. If you don't have a trailer, skip the trailer part. But we're gonna do this with a trailer so you can see it. What you're supposed to do is you start right about here, and when you look at the form, you can see that the trailer is the first box. And I was thinking, because we're going into winter, you're gonna be freezing your butt off, so you don't wanna spend a lot of time doing this, and I get it. So you start, check the front of your trailer.
The front of the trailer condition-wise. You will mark that.
Your hitch and your wiring harness all look okay. Nothing funky's happening. This didn't get destroyed on the road.
Yeah, we don't want this to be all marred up and stuff. We want you to have lights so I don't get a stinking, you don't have a ticket because you're paying for it if you get a ticket. Gotta make sure that you have a pin for that right there. Whoop, right there for your tongue. You gotta make sure that this isn't in terrible shape. Any damage that is already on the vehicle will be marked on these sheets consistently, and I will understand what was pre-existing. And basically, if it's new, you're gonna need to mark it on your sheet.
Something good to do is to give a quick squat down and check under your truck and your trailer.
Nice position. Nice form.
Just because there are
squat forming here.
Things you might miss.
So you're gonna look under here, like this. Just in case anyone was wondering, this is the squatting position, and this is how you do it.
So it's winter. You're probably gonna want to start your truck and let it get warm while you're doing this. So check the front of your trailer, condition, hitch, wiring harness, chains, anything you can think of. You can just give it a simple check mark if everything's looking good. And F if it's not good, and make notes. Then you'll come down the side, check the condition of the side.
Driver's side.
You're gonna have, the driver's side, and you're gonna have your vinyls on your truck, your rat. Make sure that's in okay condition. Is there any parts of that are missing and it looks crappy? If there are, we need to know. If not, awesome. You need to check your tires, because we constantly get holes in the tires. Tires blown, and on your sheet it has instructions for checking your tire pressure, which is obvious, and you should have a pressure gauge in your truck.
You should probably know how to use it before you do this inspection sheet, because if you don't know how to use it and you're not filling it out, it's not an excuse not to fill it out.
The same thing with the tire tread. So when you come to your first shift of the week, we want you to use the tire gauge, the tire pressure gauge, and your penny to check your tread depth.
A penny. Copy that. You stick his head
in the tread.
In the tread. This is decent. If his head is buried, it's really good. If he's after his hair like this, he's no bueno. Like my truck. Okay.
So it'll be a good example. During the week, during the remainder of the week, you can look at the tire, you can see it's not flat, that's fine.
Duh.
You can touch the tread. If you're not familiar with the tread depths, when you touch it, you practice it when you do it with the penny, and you'll be able to tell after a while if they're okay. On the back, you're gonna check for all the same stuff.
Condition, okay. Dings, dents. This one has a missing bumper right there. See the bumper on that side? No bumper over there. Make sure that the lock mechanism is operating properly on both sides. When you open the door, you should probably see this wonderful cable coming down and pretty. And see how it's nicely unfolding and not making a ton of noise, and how it's like slow and steady and doesn't break? Yeah, that's how it should be.
You have doors on your trailer, it's good to check your doors and make sure they're okay. Obviously, if you have a load, probably don't check the doors quite yet.
Yeah, because otherwise, why?
Because then you're not going to be able to close the doors because your load is going to go brrr and try and fall out on you.
At the end of the day, to make sure that everything is locked up. That's not a recommendation, it is a requirement.
Okay, now we're back here, of course, spotting at your corners. Same thing, check condition coming up the side of the truck. Wraps look good, tires, tread feels good, they look good.
Hey Richard, I saw this right here. Weird. If you see loose nails everywhere, freaking throw them away, like this. How easy is that? That makes me not have to pay for tires. I like not paying for tires. If you want to see a paid for tire, look at this. Maybe you shouldn't drive the trailer if the tire looks like that.
When you get a chance, have someone else check your lights as well, because that's kind of important. We don't want tickets for lights, because that's stupid. Pretty much the same thing for the truck. You're going to squat at the corners, check your tailgate of the truck. If you need to check your tailgate, do it. Make sure it's not all busted up, like Cody's. Just kidding, it just doesn't open. Tailgate's fine. Always good to make sure everything is functioning as it should be. As you squat, you can look down, check for any dents or dings. That's a really good position to see all that kind of stuff.
Especially if the sun is in your eyes.
It's perfect.
Basically. It's
Well,
kind of
same
true,
thing.
actually.
Come up, you check your tire tread.
All right, Abe, where did you go?
I can have done this enough times that I know Cody needs new tires on his truck.
Please take time to also note if the truck is really ridiculously dirty, like this.
Make sure if you drive a Ford,
I don't know why.
hubcaps.
I don't know why we would have to go over this. Never took out a transfer case before.
Make sure your hubcaps are set to the proper position for four-wheel drive.
You can actually lock one but not the other. Probably should make sure you unlock both.
So you'll come around the front of the truck, check the hood for dings, pay special attention to your windshield. If your windshield has chips and cracks, that's a good thing to know about because that kind of thing is going to happen. And then of course check your windshield wipers as well. When you've completed your inspection, you're probably ready to get in your truck. But you need to check the interior as well to make sure everything's good.
Oh man, don't look at my truck.
We're not looking for anything super crazy, but if you've got rips in your upholstery, it's probably good to know. Making sure everything is working properly, like your turn signals and headlights, your horn.
It works.
Radio. When you get inside your truck, another important thing to check is check your mileage.
You see the mileage? You're gonna check it against the stinking sticker in the top.
Otherwise, give things a good look over. If you see anything weird that's not on the list, write that down too. Your vehicle number is the last four of your VIN. So that's on the sheet. That way we know exactly which truck we're talking about. Same thing with the trailer. Trailer number is the last four of the VIN, so we know exactly which trailer we're talking about. And I think that's everything. We have a nice little diagram as well that you can draw where things are on the truck. If you have questions, let me know. Drop a comment down below if you're from a different company. Down here, right on the pavement.
If it's on, it's probably not a good idea. This is just your normal motor oil, engine oil. This guy's still warm from when I moved the truck. It's a diesel, so it's super black, and he has plenty of freaking oil in there. It actually, I believe, has to be on for this stage as well. This right here,
It needs to be on for the transmission,
that's correct.
not the oil.
So as you can see, there's basically nothing on the stick because it's not on.
So this one is the transmission.
Transmission, you push it all the way in and then you pull it all the way out. And what you were looking for is where it beads on the stick. And then you put it back all the way in. Copy all the way in. So don't be an idiot and put your hand in the fan or in the serpentine belt. You'll probably lose your dang hand. The other thing that you want to look for is your levels of, this is your antifreeze. You want to look for antifreeze. This is your cold fill range. Mine's basically there. This is your power steering fluid. You need to look at it and gauge it against the lines on the tub. Make sure you're not low. And on the newer Fords, they have this button right here. You can push that and then you turn your Ford back on. If you push this to reset the button, the moment you turn the Ford back on, it pulls the air and pulls this plunger down, so it's not like you're resetting it forever. You should probably make sure your terminals are covered. And your windshield wiper fluid. There will be some windshield wiper fluid in the shop if you need it. That obviously goes right here.
Good practice is just make a habit of going in a U, either right to left or left to right, doesn't really matter. Because usually the engine is placed right in the center.
Yeah.
And everything else goes around it. So just make a U around all your caps and dipsticks and reservoirs and all that stuff.
Do not fuel up my freaking AC. Have that done professionally.
That's it. Thanks for joining us. Don't mess up your truck.